welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody had a good new year. Best wishes for everybody. Right, guess where I am? Look at this, look at what I've got here. Big old aerial, because I'm considering putting it there in the middle of the roof. Well, in the middle of the top vent. Jonathan's over here in an absolute scrow of wires and bolts and stuff.
It's fine.
Should we pan down to the floor?
No, it's
Shall I keep it above waist height? Hopefully he's going to get this BMW V8 supercharged powered Subaru fired up today. So like one job blends into another at the minute. We've just missed a rant about electric cars.
That's fine stuff.
He heard the camera go bing. Right, con Jonathan. We've got a cheer. Oh no,
I need to put some fuel on.
What do you mean, fuel on? Pumps are on. Yay! That sounds nice as well, doesn't it? He's gonna be chuffed a bit. Obviously, is the exhaust fully connected or?
Aye,
Yeah.
aye.
Brilliant, right? Yeah, we were just talking about electric cars. What's your thoughts? There's a lad here with a MG electric thing, and he's like fully converted. He's singing the praises of electric cars and saying that like if you got a smashed one of these, pulled all the running gear out and put it into something like a Mark 1 Escort, that would be awesome. I don't know, I'm still not sold on electric cars, to be honest. Pardon me, I've been here for ages and there's just been loads of people here and Cre8ors been kind of interesting. But yeah, that was the latest conversation. So what's your thoughts on it? I'm not into it at all for lots of reasons that you could go on for a whole bloody episode, to be honest with you. So right, we've got the lights on. It's a bit brighter in here now. So where was I? Aerial, yeah. So reason for the aerial is obviously I'm going to put it on top. I'm going to put CB in it as well, maybe just for the crack. But the whole idea was that's very much like 80s, and the RS200 is 80s, and so that's partly why. But the other side of it is I'm gonna give it a bit of a radio controlled car look to it. That's really the basis of the idea. Right, what the hell am I doing then? This is just about there. There's a couple of little dips in it, but there's that's nearly there. The clam's not bolted on, so I have done a little bit that I haven't recorded, to be fair. So I've done a bit of rubbing on there. Still got a bit of filler to go in there. This camera is so much better. Couldn't see any of that with the last camera. So I was going to use the other camera to film this camera so you can see what they both look like, but yeah, they're both as bad as each other, but like, well, actually they're not. This one's got filler all over it. But so today I go and use this camera, Jonathan, and record doesn't work. Oh no, it is now. I fixed it. Here you go, camera, meet your big brother. Right, so I've got a dip there and another one over there to sort out. Apart from that, I'm happy with the roof. It's good over there, so I'm going to do that now and then it's done. I kind of really want to do something else. I don't know what, but like I'm bored with the roof, but I may as well get it finished. So mix some funky filler. Right, that's my funky filler in the roof. Look at that, nice and smooth. Barely need to sand it. Because I don't sand filler much, me. I've got the accelerator, filled the bottom of those. There's now no dippy bits in there, both sides. And I've got the dip around the top there that was on that top corner. And I've fibre filled that edge, so I'm just gonna cook it a little bit. It's so cold in the garage it takes ages for the stuff to start going off. So if you get a little bit of heat in it, it just starts the process and speeds it up. But also where filler's thin, this is quite thick, but where it's thin, like on those edges there, it doesn't generate much heat when it starts going off, so it tends to be a bit slow when it's thinner as well. So I don't want to heat it too much, I just want to get a little bit of warmth into it. See, that bit there would take ages to go. I forgot to say as well, we've just hit 100 videos on YouTube. Yay, 100 videos on YouTube. And I had a little workout the other day as well about, like just how much time and effort and money goes into actually running the YouTube channel and doing that side of it. Not this side of it, but the actual cost of equipment and editing and accounts that we have to pay. For instance, like the music that's on the videos, we've got an account with a company that provides us royalty-free music. So there's loads of stuff you got to pay for. So I was having a workout, and I've been on YouTube for around 2 years, just hit 100 videos. I'm around about 10 grand in on the cost of editing, because I pay for the editing. Cubes doesn't come for free. He works for us full time anyway, doing other stuff as well. This is interesting as well. It takes about 6 hours to 8 hours worth of filming, maybe a little bit more, 1 to 2 days of filming, for Cubes to then spend 4 hours editing to create a 10-minute video. That's pretty wild, isn't it? So every video, essentially, when you look at 100 videos and around about 10 grand in, it's costing us about 100 quid a video to produce these videos. So yeah, I just thought that was quite interesting. And another thing as well, I want to try something out. So YouTube's doing this thing where when the person on camera says like this video, YouTube now picks it up, and I don't know whether you've seen it, where the like button actually lights up with like a little rainbow thing around it. And when you say press the subscribe button, I don't know whether there's a certain way to say it, but apparently YouTube hears it and makes the buttons light up. So did the buttons light up then? If I say like, please, and I say please, don't I? So please like this video and please subscribe, or no, please press the like button, please press the subscribe button. I don't know, let's see if it does it. That was an experiment, that was a live experiment. Filler's now rubbable. Rubbable, is rubbable a word? It is now. Yes, I think I've just made a new word, and it sounds good as well, doesn't it? Rubbable. Can you see the lines? I've just scuffed over the top of that, and so that bit's high and that bit's low. I don't know whether you can see it. It's hard to see on this screen, even though it's my new camera with my new screen. But I've barely touched this roof with the tandem block. It's taken off a few little highs. So I've been that busy, I possibly even haven't noticed. The roof's now done. So I'm going around bits and I'm thinking, I'm nearly done here. I've got a couple of tiny bits of filler to do, but we're nearly ready for primer. Jonathan says it's pretty much ready for moulding, but it's just occurred to us, I've still got the lights to do, headlight pods. So, and their bonnet bracket. So what we're going to do, we're going to 3D print a little doofer to go in there, like a plate that holds the lock nuts in place, so that we don't have to get at the back of it to unbolt it, like to hold the nut, you just be able to unscrew the Allen key, the Allen bolt from the hinge without holding anything on the back, and that means that I can glass these the light pods. Have I shown you the lights? Right on messy table here, but that's upside down. That's the lights that are going in it. I picked them because the tracking's totally different on this camera. It sort of fits the shape of the vent, to keep that theme going. But the light pods, so you can see why I need to, because if I fix that in, I can't get to those bits there. The fillets are good there as well, that'll only take a minute. So yeah, bumper's done, needs primed. I need to do that in there so that I can then fiberglass that in there, because I want it to be moulded in one piece. I don't want it to be a separate piece. I just think it'd look better if it was moulded in, so I'm going to have to fill that and bridge that into there. I'll have to get it fitting a lot closer to it, as much as I can, so it's not got too much of a raise on it. So there'll be quite a bit to trim off it, but because I need that sitting as flush as possible to the bonnet, and I'm just going to mould it all as one piece. Makes the mould a little bit more complex as far as to getting it apart and out, but I think we've worked that one out. So that is still to do. That's the last job. That's the last. I wouldn't call it a big job, but that's the biggest job left to do on the bodywork side of it. And then the next thing to do is get it all. Obviously, I'm going to have to reprime the roof. This door's moulded, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, just all once knock back to 180 and then get some primer on it, and then I can put a guide coat on it and obviously do a load more sanding just to get the finer issues out, but all the major shaping, structural stuff will be done at that point. We need to do the returns on the front of the sills. So I've got a couple of bits of filler to rub still, but it's just easy jobs. I've been going round, sanded these edges, had a issue in here, fixed that, and again softening edges. So when you're at that stage, when you soften an edge, I've been working on this line here, so I filled it all in the back so I had something to rub at. Still not quite right, got a little bit of playing with that to do, but hard to see, but I need to get it back on the car I've got a pretty nice line on it, but I want to put it back on the car now to rub it. So again, all these edges, all these bits all the edges are softened up and they're all right in there. So you can see the depth of the scratches that the 40 grit puts in. Jonathan's always been moaning at us about using 40 grit because it does that, but I'd rather get it shaped up. If I was using 80 grit, it would take us essentially twice as long to shape the filler. And because everything's been structural, now I'll give it a whiz over with 80 and then to 180. It does leave tremendous marks on it. So these are all rubbed, all the corners of the window. That's all done. So it really is. I've got a little bit of filler in the quarter there, and I think I've got some in this side as well. Now I've rubbed that, but it only take 2 minutes. I always underestimate things. It'll take 10 minutes to rub. So, but yeah, we really are nearly there. I'm going to stick the camera somewhere and do something else so that we get even closer. My head's blown a bit, to be honest with you. Anyway, like I hadn't realised how close we were getting it done. I don't know why. The John Burns stuff, he goes around the garage. I don't know what that says, but like we started saying it's like a womble. It's like the garage womble, he picks stuff up and does stuff with it, but often it disappears and half the time it's going in the fire. So Jonathan's always monitoring what he puts in the fire. So what we're on about there is we use cardboard to when you're making the mould, and this is the piece. You put the mould over the top of it, but where different sections of the mould join, it's not all one piece. You create like a fence, so you can use cardboard to create these like walls around the kit, and then you mould up to that, and so on both sides, so when you take all that away and you've got your mould to create your piece, you can bolt the mould together on these faces that run along the creating sort of seams in the mould, so that you can get it off, because they can be quite tight to get off. So if you can take the mould into separate pieces, it can make it a lot easier to get the mould off. Still a couple of little pinholes, but we'll get that in the primer. Still got that chip to fix where got damage coming out the mould, but it's nothing major. I love fire. When I was a kid, I used to have these recurring dreams about burning stuff. I'd end up in the dream getting arrested, and I'd always wake up when I was getting arrested. So when I was a kid, I thought I was going to grow up to be an arsonist, and it really worried us. But it turns out I just like fire, love flames. Look at that, the metal's glowing. So there goes Uncle Jonathan's boxes anyway. It's still fat there and up a bit there, I would say.
Yeah.
So it just needs a bit of filler, but because I've built the glass up in the back, I'll be able to shape it now.
Yeah.
But compared to that side to that side,
It's a lot more even.
it is. That's loads better. In that, like, you know, we're almost at the moulding stage, so this is where I've got to today anyway. A couple of little bits of filler to put in and little tiny tweaks, but so what? I'm gonna spend another half a day on it, getting it ready for primer. A couple of little bits of filler to finish off, and then block the whole thing ready for primer down to 180, and then it's ready to prime. And then obviously I'll spray it with a guide coat, block it again, and that'll show up all the little bits and pieces that you just can't see with or feel with your hand, you know. Jonathan's printing the brackets for those, so it's like an hour and a half print or something, is it? I reckon a day. Give it a day and I'll have the brackets in, the pods fitted and fiberglassed in, and all the other little bits and filler, and everything blocked back to 180. Yeah. Definitely get that done in a day. So we're a day away from primer. Still got this. Jonathan's pointed out as well. This has been bugging him for literally months. I've ground it this way, so it's kind of disappeared, hasn't it? But right, so that's us done when I'm back, but hopefully Sunday. Get best part of the day on it and get it ready for primer. So thank you for everything. We'll try that thing again. Press the like button. Press the subscribe button. I'm going to be watching this back to see if it flashes up. Yep. Thanks. See you soon. Bye bye.